Mountain Night Sports back in the building. Like and subscribe, share the video. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Spread the video, share it to the ends of the earth. My boy, we got my co-host
Yeah,
Micah. We're talking some boxing, we're talking some MMA.
what it do?
Feel
What it
me?
do?
So boom. So we'll start with the boxing today. Um, As far as boxing news, I just definitely dropped a video about Manny Pacquiao and Conor Benn apparently in negotiations, um, to make a fight. Manny Pacquiao, what is he, like 45 now? He might be 42 or 40. Let
He's
me see.
old,
He's
bro.
old now, man. Let me see how old he
Up
is.
there. That's what he
He's
is.
44, bro. He's 44, and he's fighting. He's talking about fighting a dude that just got caught popping dirty. You know what I'm saying? Um, which is just not smart. He didn't look good in his last fight, which happened what almost 3 years? No, 2 years ago. I think it was 20
Who did he fight last?
Ugas. Your
That's
Danish
right.
Ugas,
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. That's right.
And he got outclassed. And Ugas isn't even you know that crazy of a great crazy great fight. He's good. He's fundamentally sound, but he's not that big of a puncher. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can't beat Father Time, bro.
No, Father Time
Cannot beat
is
Father Time. It's like it's really
victory,
undefeated.
undefeated.
Only undefeated besides Floyd. Only undefeated
Yeah, yeah.
Father Time.
Father Time,
Floyd is the only one who's defeated Father Time so far.
literally.
Floyd, and LeBron.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Still, performing, enough to get, what I'm saying, to win. You feel me? So,
It's
but it's
crazy.
not for everyone. Not everyone can do these things. You know what I'm saying? It also depends on how you took care of your body back in the day. Like, bro, it already came out that Manny Pacquiao used to take heroin back in the
Really?
Philippines. Yeah, yeah, he admitted it, which is
That's
extremely stupid.
wild.
Yeah, but you know what's even crazier is that
That's stupid. That's dumb for him to be from the Philippines and admit that though, because
and
they
at the
could.
time, bro, oh yeah, that too. But at the time, he was running for president. So I'm like, bro, why would you? And then he didn't win, obviously. But what were you gonna say? What can you get? Like, there's like capital punishment or some shit?
Well, yeah, I don't know if he's still the president,
No, no,
but the guy.
no. Oh, go ahead.
No, no, no,
Pacquiao.
not Pacquiao, but this guy named Rodrigo Duterte. I think that's how you pronounce his name, Rodrigo Duterte. He was the president, bro, and he basically had like all out war on drugs. Like it was like the war on drugs, but it was like the war on drugs like times 10, bro. Like they would just they would just kill you, bro. They had a whole secret police
Wow.
for drug users, like to find out who was on drugs.
Damn.
But yeah, bro, it's wild. It's actually pretty wild.
Damn. They was
Um,
just killing people, just taking them out.
just bro, like straight up capital punishment, shoot people in the streets, like type stuff.
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm saying. Shoot, I don't know if Buddy was still in power when you admitted that, but
Well,
or what the
it
situation
was
was. But
recently
that's the
when
only
he
reason I
admitted
said
it.
that.
Yeah, it was recent when he admitted it, but he said he did it when he was a kid, like, like a young boy shit. But these things all slow your body down. You know what I'm saying? They don't notice it until 30 or 20 30 years later. You know what I'm saying? When your body's starting to degrade and you didn't take care of your body the way you should have. These are the times you start to notice it, man. Your legs aren't moving the way it should. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the reflexes. Obviously that's father time, but it's accelerated when you're doing these drugs, and you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All these things, but I don't see why he's still trying to do this. He needs to retire. He's gonna get
Does he
seriously
not have
damaged.
money?
That's the question. I mean, he probably spent a lot of money trying to run for president, but still, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's probably what the second behind Floyd. He's probably this. Yeah, 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 yeah. He got paid the behind Floyd. He got paid the most ever in boxing. So and I guess in
So
one fight because Floyd and Manny Pacquiao's their fight was the biggest pay-per-view sporting event of all time. You know what I'm saying?
sporting event period.
I believe it's sporting event period. Like I think at least combat sports at least. You know what I'm saying? Boxing and
Mm-hmm.
MMA and pay-per-views or most pay-per-views sold for sure. You know what I'm saying? Which I can't remember how much it was. I know we looked that up or a lot of episodes
Yeah,
behind.
yeah. Many episodes ago, I do
Yeah,
remember talking about
yeah.
that.
Let me look at it how much it was. Floyd pay-per-view numbers. Okay, it was 4.6 million buys in total. 4.6 million buys, which doesn't see,
Dang,
which when you compare it to how much people are actually streaming it, it's not much. Realize, bro, the I think it was the second or third Tyson Fury fight, 22 million people streamed it illegally.
damn, damn, bro. That's literally that's like you have to like you know how for music now, how they how like a certain amount of streams is like
Yeah,
a view.
yeah, yeah,
That's almost what you have to do with
yeah,
that,
yeah. I mean, is there a way for these guys to get paid that way? Do you think it would be better? Do you
bro.
think it would be better that way?
I just don't know. Like, really, the only because you're always just gonna have some people, bro, who's just like, nah, I don't believe in paying for it, because I can see two perspectives. Where like, well, I could see it like for the UFC, like if people stream it illegally now. I've bought most of them I've bought. Um, but I could see if people stream it illegally because the price has gone up even since I started buying
Hmm.
pay-per-views.
Hmm.
Like it was, I believe the first pay-per-view I bought, I got it half off, and I got it for like $35. So it was $70. Then it went up to 75. Now I think it's back. Now I think it's up to $80. So it's went up twice
Hmm. They're slowly creeping
since.
it back up. They're slowly keep. It's gonna get to 100 soon. It's
Yeah,
gonna get to
man.
100 soon.
And my thing is like they need to figure out a way to bring down the
Yeah,
pay-per-view
probably.
prices.
Yeah, I think if they
They need
do
to do
figure out a way, but like I said, I think something could be done like the music wise because like something like with the music because if you have 22 million people streaming the fight and the fight maybe only does 700,000 buys, right? That's a huge money loss,
hmm
obviously. So can they drop it down to, you know, man, I don't know, bro, but all I know like 'cause I personally don't pay for any like music streaming platforms at all. Like I download all my music, you know what I'm saying? Cause I have to. That's just how I work. I've always done it that way. So I don't use the Spotify
Yeah,
and this
I
and
use
that.
Spotify.
I don't do it because first of all, a lot of my music is not on there. You know what I'm saying? And then I download. I got my Android phone. You feel me? I download it. So but there are a lot of people that like use Spotify. You know what I'm saying? So can they make like an app where you know streams gives them money. Like maybe it's not much, but every stream,
I mean,
you know?
ideally, what you would want, man, is for the UFC. Like the reason the UFC uses ESPN is they have like the what's it called? They have the numbers. They
Yeah, they
have
got the
like
platform,
the platform. Yeah, they have the platform. They have it already like very accessible, like
fans and everything.
very accessible platform. Like it's formatted very well. The app works
Hmm.
really well. I mean, the app used to have some issues. I mean, it really like only if you're using it on your TV does it ever have like issues
Okay.
or something like that. But the UFC app kind of the UFC Fight Pass is more expensive. It's
For the
$100
year?
a year for the
That's
year.
actually good though. That's very good though.
But ESPN is about is 60.
What do you mean?
Or I believe it went up. It went up. It used to be about $60. ESPN,
Yes. So wait, with the Fight Pass, what do you get?
ESPN
Yeah,
Plus.
but with the Fight Pass, what do you get?
I mean, you could basically watch any fight, any UFC fight.
Oh, but you can't watch the pay-per-views. Okay,
No,
never mind, never
no, the
mind.
pay-per-views on ESPN.
ESPN Plus?
Yeah,
Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's okay. Never mind then. I take that back about that being a great price. Um,
yeah, but I mean, it. You can. I've had it once. I had it once back in 2020.
mhm.
I think 2020.
So
Yeah,
so
2020. I
so what
had
if
it.
there was a platform that was made, right? And it was just specifically to stream fights, and then they would pay the promoters a certain amount of money for each stream, and you pay for the service maybe $5 a month, or how much is Spotify?
$10 a
10,
month.
okay, so maybe $15 a month you pay, and you're able to stream any fight. You know what I'm saying? Like no buffering, no, like what if they did something like that? But then you have people, obviously, you know,
Bro, you're always going to have those people. You cannot
you
stop
can't.
them.
No, you can't.
I don't even understand. Like 22 million
22
is
million, bro. That's
insane.
crazy. And I don't think it did over a million pay-per-view buys, even though it was a massive fight. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah, that's literally not even what? That's a fraction of people that actually bought it versus that actually watched the fight. That's a fraction. 22
that's
million. It's crazy.
that's, that's
Yeah,
criminal. I mean, obviously it's criminal,
yeah.
but
Yeah, facts. It's crazy to think about. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how we can get these. Because I listen, I'll buy a fight if the fight's good. I bought Sean Porter versus Spence. I bought Charlo versus Rosario a couple years ago. I bought no, I didn't. No, no. I was gonna say Loma versus Tio, but that fight was free. Um, I bought. I think those are the really the. Oh yeah, yeah, those are really the only ones I really bought. But um, there really hasn't been any crazy fights that are worth supporting, and this is the reason why that maybe people aren't buying them because there's one that's not the fight that you asked for. For boxing at least, right? You're getting fights that you didn't ask for. You didn't request it. So why am I paying for something I didn't ask for? You know what I'm saying? It's not what I ordered. It's like you go into a restaurant, you getting something that you did not order. You don't want to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the boxing thing. But with the UFC, I personally haven't bought a UFC fight, but it is I definitely would though, because they are very good fights. So I wouldn't have really. They are expensive though. You know what I'm saying? They are expensive. They're getting
they're
expensive.
like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but there has to be something because if the fights that we're not, if it's because if we're not getting the fights that we want because of the people that are because of the money that they're losing, they need to figure out some way to capture those illegal streams. You know what I'm saying? And bring them back to the paying platform. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, bro, 22 million is just crazy.
Stupid.
Like 22, like I'm just trying to even understand. Like, so what's a normal number? Like, what do you think is normally happening? Like that, like, because you have to remember that that is on the like the high end.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest fights that's happened in the recent times. You know what I'm saying? Literally. I mean, it was
Yeah.
so controversial. You know what I'm saying? It was, you had people that love boxing, and then you had people that were racist, and then had people that was combating the racism. You know what I'm saying? You had people that obviously, just loved each other, let each other fight. So that fight was especially special, where so much people were tuning into this fight. So that one, okay, I would say a normal one, bro. But it's like, what do you call normal? You know what I'm saying? So I'd say maybe like a Terrence Crawford or a Spence fight. Maybe you got like maybe 10 million people streaming the fight, which is still a lot. I don't know. I'm just making up numbers at that point, but that's my guess. You know what I'm saying? If I had to guess how much people were streaming those type of fights, but it's because a little bit lesser known people. If you're a hardcore boxing fan, okay, you know them. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
that's it's not the same thing for each of them. Um, but yeah, I mean, but Spence does pretty good for a boxer now. He sells usually around 250 to 300,000 pay-per-views. So he does pretty well. Um, and he's actually on the higher end of the pay-per-view stars of boxing. You got Tank, you got Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Those guys. Obviously Deontay Wilder and them. The heavyweights are kind of in their own. You don't really count the heavyweights because heavyweights heavyweights wherever the sport is going, heavyweights will follow. You know what I'm saying? Like heavyweights are always the biggest attraction of the sport. So
Hmm.
you don't really look at heavyweights. You know what I'm saying? Because their shit is on a different level. You know what I'm saying? It's the smaller weights you got to really look at and really get engaged the kind of interest of boxing and boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
the lower weights are doing good, then boxing itself is doing very well. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah, that's crazy because like That's not the way it is for the UFC.
Which is the biggest? I said what? What would you say? Lightweight is the biggest or middleweight?
Biggest draw. It really just depends on who you
Right.
are.
Okay. It's
Like
really
it entirely depends
your star.
on your style and your
Uh-huh,
personality.
star status. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true. The thing is with heavyweight boxing, well, even heavyweight UFC, but especially boxing is like each punch can literally. I mean, obviously that's with anything, but like each punch can literally sway the fight one direction or the other, and you don't know who the hell is gonna win because these guys are so heavy. So that's one
Hmm.
thing about heavyweight boxing. But that's any fighting thing. One punch can change everything. Um, but yeah, man, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. What do you think about the power slap thing, man? What's your
Oh,
thoughts on that?
bro. I mean, did my video disappear?
Are you here? I see you.
Okay, no, I'm good. Uh, that. I mean, it's it's surprising. Like it's so shocking because there's smacks. Like for so long, like you like people just thought of like smacks as like just disrespectful,
Right.
like not even powerful.
hmm
But oh my word, you have to respect a slap.
Yeah. Now, it's
Yeah.
it's actually pretty insane. I mean, bro. I mean, I did. It's okay. Do you think it's safe?
No.
Do you think it should be like sanctioned to like what it should be, like what it is now?
But think it's safe. I mean, it's not any safer. It's not any more dangerous than the UFC, to be
I don't
honest.
know about that, bro. I don't know about that. Like, bro, you're taking direct hits to the brain. No other spot to the body. Boxing and MMA, bro, you have a whole,
Yeah, never
you,
mind,
you
never
got a
mind, never
whole
mind.
right. But this shit is straight to your brain and it's hard. And bro, I seen dudes, bro, they literally their whole face is swollen.
Yeah,
Whole entire
I've
face
seen that.
swollen, bro.
It's just a whole hematoma.
Yeah, like in their whole entire face.
Yeah,
So that is terrible, bro. I like someone's gonna die from it soon. 100%. Someone's gonna not gonna wake up. For sure, for sure, for sure.
that's yeah. I know. There's a lot of power generated,
Yeah.
bro.
And yeah,
It's
because
pretty
now
crazy.
they're learning like different, like it's becoming a science. It's becoming a fighting style. You know what I'm saying? Where they're actually, using their legs into it, and you know what I'm saying? Like they're getting coached and everything like that. They're
They're basically throwing an overhand, bro. But they're just throwing it with an open palm.
hmm Yeah,
Just think about
yeah,
it.
yeah. And here's what doesn't make sense to me, right? Well, I guess no, not that it does make sense, but in this thing, right? It's like okay, I'm first, right? If I'm first, but I knock you out from the first hit, that's not fair because now I don't, now if the other dude's knocked out, he doesn't get to hit me at all, and the
Yeah, it
fight's
is
over.
kind of.
You know what I'm saying? Now the fight's
Yeah,
over.
it is pretty messed up because you can just like have a good first
Yeah,
hit.
and who's to say who gets the first hit? Like it was it heads or tails type shit. Like
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
that's
It's a
that's crazy.
point.
Because in boxing, MMA, it all depends on who is going to hit first, right? It's
50-50, yeah.
50-50, so whoever takes charge. But this shit is like, if I get hit first, bro, there's no telling I may not even get to hit you. And there's a lot of loopholes in this shit. I don't really think people thought it out. But I guess it's a lot of it's money, bro. Like a lot of it's money, bro. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. I think someone's definitely gonna lose their life soon. Um, the injuries I've seen already is just devastating. Not right, man. Not right at all. But people signed up for it. You know what I'm saying? If you give them money, they will go. They will go ahead and sign into it. So you know, then no one's forcing them to do it. You know what I'm saying? Do you think uh do you think Dana White is getting money hungry
I mean, getting?
or is?
I mean, that's such a weird. He's a businessman, you
hmm
know. He is a businessman. He's going to do what's best for the bottom line, which is which is making money.
Indeed, indeed.
Um, I wouldn't necessarily say like he's any greedier than anyone else. I think he has a certain way. I think he has a certain leeway because of like how because just because of the precedent he set, like the type of guy he is and what he does, like the type of organization that he's associated with, like the types of people, very free spirited,
Mm,
like wild people. Um, and so I believe that he can do something like that, and it's not gonna really like. I believe that he could just. I don't know, man. He has a lot of leeway. I feel like to just do stuff that are that are weird, bro.
explain, elaborate on that a little bit more.
Hold on, put my freaking phone down. But no, but I just mean like he just has leeway to try, like like be like politically like not correct.
Mm,
You know, like for example, how many other heads of organizations do you see like in a press conference like they're swearing,
right.
like they're being real,
Mm,
and they could how many heads of organizations do you see smack somebody and then they don't have to step down,
right.
like
Yeah.
people who are in the organization they don't really talk about it. They say it's kind of excuse me, it's complicated, but I just think but he has leeway. I'm not saying that he has leeway to act bad. I mean, he has like he can be like a real person almost, if that makes any sense. Like he can mess up
Mm,
and he can do things that are not like politically correct.
mm,
Like he can do things that that who's like he can do things that probably like what's his name? Uh the boxing promoter. Oh, Eddie Hearn. He can do things that Eddie Hearn can't do.
true. Even though Eddie Hearn has said and done some very wild stuff, but yeah, I get your point. I see what you're saying, and I think you're right. Um, especially yeah, the way he conducts himself, like at those press conferences, you know what I'm saying? He's just staying true to himself, you know what I'm saying? So, I definitely I like that about him, right? He's just real in a sense, but um
He says what he means,
yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I maybe he has. People think that he has, lied before about things, but it's just like
well, sometimes you have
I.
to. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't know what's influencing him
All
to
right.
say the things that he's saying. Like he's not just beholden to himself. Like he has like shareholders.
Shareholders and yeah, it's a business. It's
Yeah.
a
Oh,
business.
excuse me. And the board.
Yeah, it's a actual business like
I
this.
fell over it a little bit.
Um, it's not so much where you can just, some things you have to keep your mouth shut on certain things. Some things you got to steer the public in a certain way. It's all in the book of the 48 laws of power. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Y'all read this if you're watching this video. Read this book. It's all in there, you know what I'm saying? You have to basically play chess when everyone else is playing checkers. You know what I'm saying? So it's something where I don't
Think laterally.
yeah, I don't really see him as a bad person, honestly. And I think a lot of people do because of how public he is, because of how outside he is. He's very vocal in the company. He's very, you know what I'm saying? Um, he's very accessible. You know what I'm saying? He's at what, like every event. You know what I'm saying? He always has a press conference right after. You know what I'm saying? He's very accessible. Then you go to a guy like what's his name?
But like Vince McMahon,
No, not Victor McMahon. Fuck, what's the dude's name? Al Heyman. I don't. Do you know who Al Heyman is?
I do not.
Al Heyman is the pretty much is the head of PBC. So like like
Okay.
Spence is on, Tank.
Yeah, yeah.
He works with Floyd, but there's like very little information on him. Like there's a couple pictures online. He never comes out and speaks. You never hear about him. But yet he's black, but people still hate his guts. Like they have like a whole see, you already know, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of them don't like him because he's black, but like he has a whole plethora of people that actually hate him. Like, and the other day I saw that someone leaked some email with Golden Boy, which is Oscar De La Hoya.
Mhm.
They were talking about Al Heyman. They're like, yo, this nigga is doing some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Mm.
so they don't like him, but if he were to be like Dana White, it would be like way it would like you the hate would be insane. But you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think that's why Dana White gets the hate he does is because he's so vocally outside, you know what I'm saying? He's very
True.
accessible.
True. True.
You can call him out on certain shit because he says certain shit, but with Al Heyman, you know what I'm saying? It's, when you're not outside like that, it's, you're basically you have to pretty much almost like speculate shit. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mhm.
think, but I don't think he should change anything though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he should change anything. Still keep doing what he's doing again. Real recognize real again. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's the way you got to conduct yourself when you're running a billion-dollar business. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I don't really fuck with the power slap. I'll just say that I don't fuck with it. I don't, But again, I can't knock the hustle. It's people are signing up for it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's forcing them to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it's definitely a very dangerous sport. I think this is probably the worst one I've seen as far as just like straight damage to your brain. Like, bro, oh my, it just looks awful, 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 bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, now that you did say that before, but now that I think about it, rather, it's just like, yeah, you were talking about how there's only one target
Yeah,
before.
there's only one target, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no body shots, no leg shot. You just getting straight to the chin, temple, cheek, side of the head. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. But let's definitely get into some Derrick Lewis, man. What happened to our boy, bro? What happened to him, bro?
I mean, he's just not good enough, dude.
Facts.
I mean, that is genuinely just what it is. His grapplings, when you look at Spivak, I mean, his grappling just first of all, Spivak does that to a lot of people. I mean, not like that, but like the head and arm throw that he did,
Oh,
that crazy.
this guy was just ragdolling Derrick, bro.
He's
Ragdolling,
ragdolling
bro.
because, and the thing is, Derek Lewis is not a small guy.
Yeah,
He doesn't know how to wrestle, man. He's so one dimensional. You saw him. Well, Ahaya, but
good.
you saw him. No, but I freaking, there was like too much spit in my mouth. I don't know what's going on. I'm hungry though. I think that might be what it is. But basically, we saw Sergey like literally just feint a jab, and then we saw Derek. He reacted to it so big through didn't set up his right hand at all. Didn't try to. He threw it. We actually saw. We saw some good boxing from Sergey. He did use his jab to feel out Derek a couple times. Um, but we never saw Derek Lewis try to set up any shots or anything like that. The one shot that he knocked out Curtis Blades with, and he tried to replicate that, but he missed. He threw a an uppercut, but he missed that. But all in all, man, he just got absolutely dominated. Um, we've seen him just fall to these guys who are technically sound,
Right,
man.
right. It's the same
Just we're
pattern.
literally yes, it literally the same pattern, and it's not even guys who are necessarily like, you don't have to be that much more technically sound than him.
Hmm.
Like, excuse me, Tai Tuivasa,
Right.
he is definitely, not even arguably, definitely more of a technically sound fighter than Derek
Hmm.
Lewis. I mean, now that we've even seen him fight against Cyril
Right,
Gahn,
right.
and no, he got finished by Cyril Gahn as well, but
Hmm.
the fight was much
Much
closer than
closer. Yeah, yeah.
it was against Derek Lewis.
Right.
Um, but yeah, you the heavyweight division. This is what kind of what we were touching on before, bro. Is or I believe it ties into what we were touching on before. We were like, um, in boxing, like they're the biggest draw,
Hmm.
the heavyweights, and everybody can, the fight can be ended in one blow,
Hmm.
like every time. With obviously, yes, with MMA, it's the same. Like you can end the fight with one shot,
Hmm.
but like the technique is just so much more. There's so much more. There's a lot more possibilities,
Right.
and I think that it kind of makes it so that it's not like one shot can end every fight.
Right. Right.
Like you have to know how to do some other stuff, and so I think that people don't just respect power.
Hmm. Hmm.
They don't like in the heavyweight boxing, like people don't look for, crisp boxing technique.
Right. Right.
You have people like Tyson Fury. He's a good boxer. I know you don't like him, but he can box. Okay, brother,
No,
he can
I'd
box.
never. Yeah, I never said he can't box. He's just a cheater.
All
He's
right.
just a cheater.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
just. I'm
Yeah.
just.
Like, hey, he
No,
can
I'm
box.
joking.
No, like you know what I'm saying. But he's just a cheater. He don't need a
Um,
cheat, but he'd be cheating. But no, go ahead though.
no, but Tyson Fury, he can box. But the way I look at boxing, bro, is people just they're looking for
Yeah.
knockouts, man.
That's not. It's
And
true.
and
It's true.
and I believe that in MMA, people are looking for wars. I believe that that's the
Hmm.
difference. And when people look at MMA, that they are looking for like fights like Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman, like Dan Hooker and Dustin Poirier. Um, and I believe that they're looking for wars, bro. And I don't believe that you get that at heavyweight because everything can ends so
Yeah.
fast. So I believe that that's why it's a bit um that's why it's different,
Yeah.
in MMA. That it's not like it's not like heavyweights are like the biggest and the only draw or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's true. Because people are looking for knockouts. That in boxing, bro, like that's why Tank is such a big draw. Because you know that like 99% of the time you know he's gonna get the knockout. It's just when. He's not my favorite fighter, but he's probably my favorite fighter to watch. Live. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and the biggest draws in this sport were not knockout artists, dude.
Who?
And
Yeah.
when you look at, I mean, yeah, Conor McGregor, he had that left hand, and he's real powerful, but he hasn't. I mean, he's finished people like, but when you look at the biggest draws in the sport, it was Nate Diaz,
Hmm.
it was Jorge Masvidal, and Masvidal knocked out Darren Till, but he's not known to just knock people's lights out.
He's known for his
Israel
boxing.
Adesanya, yeah, Israel Adesanya, definitely not known to knock people's lights
Hmm.
out. You know, with one shot, he has deceptive power. That's
Right.
what he has. He has amazing
Right.
timing.
Right.
But him, and I'm trying to think of someone else.
Aldo.
No, I'm trying to think of like biggest draws in the sport, like
They
people
say.
that bring eyeballs to the
Would you say
sport.
John Jones?
Oh yeah, duh, John Jones. But even John Jones, John Jones wasn't like
The
a
knockout
he wasn't
artist.
he would had like what's it called? Not deceptive power, but he had like cumulative shot. Like he would hurt
Right, and
you. He's a
it's right,
sniper.
right.
He's a sniper. Like his shots would hurt you, not put you out, but they would hurt
And
you,
then
and
after so
they
long.
would keep they would keep coming.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then but yeah, uh, but if you look at the UFC, bro, if you look at MMA, it's not a whole lot of knockout artists
Hmm.
who are the biggest draws in the
Right,
sport.
that's
It's these
true.
guys who are they could both run their mouths
Hmm.
and they're very technically
Right,
sound.
and I think that's why Floyd had so much success because he was different. He wasn't just getting knockouts; he was embarrassing people. You know what I'm saying? He was giving people boxing lessons. You know what I'm saying? He was able to break someone down systematically without knocking them down, without knocking them out. You know what I'm saying? He'll humiliate you. You know, and it might even be worse for you to get fight him versus you getting knocked out by someone else, because you were taking constant damage. You know what I'm saying? Just constant and constant and constant damage, and you cannot touch him. You trying everything you can, you're not able to hit him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why he was so special, man. Because in a game where everyone wants to see knockouts, first of all, he never got knocked out. He was never on the he never got knocked down. You know what I'm saying? Um, so in a sport where everyone
He never got knocked
never
down.
got knocked down, the only time he was on the ground was when his he broke his hand and he took a knee. That's the only time he's ever been on the ground. But he's never been knocked down. He's been very close to being knocked down. There's a when he fought Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley rocked him twice. Oh my gosh. I gotta send that to you. But it was dirty. Rocked him twice. I think it was in the second round or something like that. Floyd's knees buckled and he almost sat down, but this guy he recovered quick. I mean, he recovered quick,
He's in
bro.
good
He's
shape.
in tremendous shape. That's what it is. Tremendous conditioning. So he got back up, got clipped again, almost knocked down as well. He came back down. He said, "Okay," and he dominated Shane Mosley the whole 12 rounds after that. It was disgusting what he did to Shane Mosley. It was disgusting. But every boxer gets clipped at one point. Devin Haney got clipped, right? He got clipped by the dude, Jorge Linares. And get this, you always hear people say that, oh, his chin is suspect, right? The guy that clipped, and remember now, he didn't fall down. He didn't get knocked down. He got, his legs were wobbly. It was at the end of the round. Um, But the guy that clipped him, Devin Haney, knocked down Lomachenko, sat him down on his ass. But nobody want to say anything about Lomachenko. No one want to say anything about him getting knocked down by Jorge Linares. Said that to some dude at the gym, and bro, he didn't even know that. People don't know, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a narrative, bro. They just see some shit on YouTube, see some shit on Facebook, and they go off that, bro. But, nah, every good boxer gets clipped. It's how you react. It's how you react. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've been clipped good. I've been clipped good. It honestly,
Oh
it
yeah,
doesn't. Honestly, it actually does not hurt at the
it
time.
doesn't hurt. It's
It's when
after
you leave the ring. It's when it hurts. You know what I'm saying?
your
Yeah.
jaw.
It's like, damn, like what the fuck? Why didn't it hurt while I was
Yeah,
fighting? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm thankful for it, right? I,
yeah. They man, I got. Oh man, I remember like I got clipped one time. Like this is I probably has have the. I don't think I sent the picture to you, but like I remember like it was in the gym and like I was bleeding, bro. Like my nose had gotten like this spar match, like I got bloody, bro. Like my nose started bleeding in this spar match. My lip might have been busted
damn.
in this, but it still wasn't even that. Like
Mhm.
I don't even feel like I took that much,
Mhm.
yeah, like shots to the head, like that heavy shots to the
Right.
head.
Hum-
But but yeah, I remember like a couple of days afterwards, and like my jaw was just like sore, like
Yeah.
not like hurting, but just sore. Like,
Yeah.
oh man.
Yeah. 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 No, it's what happens, bro. I remember I got hit with an uppercut. It was real nice, and like I wasn't bleeding, but like I could see like my lip was bruised. You know what I'm saying? My lip was bruised, and like
Hmm.
it was good. My fucking ribs have gotten bruised before. Like it happens, bro. Like that's just what it's about. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it's about. And bro, yeah, my rib was bruised for like a week or maybe a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks, bro. It was bruised. You know what I'm saying? Every single time I like laugh or cough, I could feel the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime I breathe, it was there. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what happens, bro. And you know, that's how. But I'm really glad the body has adrenaline, bro, because I do not be feeling that shit. Like, you know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Like, when I walk out, when I leave, when I'm in my car going back home, then I'll be like, okay, maybe so what the hell's going on? But in the moment, bro, it does not hurt like that. You know what I'm saying? But, again, it's part of the game. You got to stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? So that these things don't affect you as much as they would if you weren't in shape. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a part of the game. But yeah, every boxer, every fighter, you can get rocked, you can get clipped. It's just how you come back from it. It's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's how you come back with it. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's a really good fight. You should watch that Shane Mosley versus Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna send you that one. But so we obviously it's fight week. It is fight week. All right, final prediction. Who wins?
Um, Islam is the favorite in my opinion. But he wants to show Volkanovski his striking. So if that's what it is, then Islam can still win because he can strike.
Mhm.
But Volkanovski is going to be so much faster.
Ah man, again, smart money's on Islam, right? But
Yeah.
Volkanovski is so skilled, bro. I don't know what's going to happen. Like this guy is like just lightning quick, has enough power to keep you off of him. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Max,
He's
yeah,
long.
yeah,
He's
he's
long.
long as hell. Like, don't they have the same reach?
They may, because I think he has a 72-inch
Yeah, his
reach.
hands are very long. And he fought Max, right, which is a taller guy, not as obviously, thick, but taller dude. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have an issue with the reach.
I mean, Max's reach is actually shorter.
Right, right. But I guess size
I
difference
think
I'm speaking
Max's reach
about.
is not even 70.
Yeah? Let's look it up.
Hold on, yeah, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Um,
69 inches.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And let's see. He's at 71. Fuck, he got some long arms. For his size, he's got some long ass arms. Yeah, he got 71-inch arms.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's long. Those are long hands. For his size, bro.
Dude, yeah, man. I mean, there's just some dudes like that, bro, who just have like just weird bodies, bro. Like John Jones, like he's 6'4", just like what's the name is 6'4", just like Izzy is 6'4", just like Ngannou 6'4", but he has his arms are like he has 2 inches more on each of his arms. Like he has an 84-inch reach or 83 and a half, 84 and a half, some
So
crazy
long,
shit.
man. That's so long.
It's not it don't even make
Yeah,
sense, bro. I'm
yeah.
like, what?
Like anatomically, bro, it's like what? Just don't even, yeah, don't even add up. But
Yeah, the proportions are
yeah,
weird.
yeah, But yeah, man, I don't know who wins this fight, man. Like I said, smart money is on Islam, of course, but the
Hmm.
skill and the ferocity of Volk could take it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how he's going to combat certain
He's
things.
not gonna be. He, Basically, he's not gonna be able to do anything to Islam grappling wise.
Hmm.
Is the what you have to look
Yeah,
at. He's not gonna be able to do anything to Islam grappling wise.
it's all gonna be stand up. It's all gonna be a stand up thing.
Excuse me.
If
Well,
he's gonna choose that route, Islam.
yeah, but I say this all the time, bro. It's about who has more ways to win
All right.
and who can execute it.
Hmm.
And Islam, we're not seeing him crack under pressure. No, we were like, oh, Charles is gonna be so dangerous. His jiu-jitsu is gonna be so dangerous. Walked through
Walked
Charles.
through. Walked
Walked through
through.
Charles. So I'm already. I mean, and you could say whatever you want to say about the way that Charles fought. And I'd probably give that to you. Charles fought really stupid. He
Hmm.
fought real dumb.
Hmm.
He
I
didn't.
I think he cracked under pressure. If anyone was to crack, I think it was him. Not to take anything away from what Islam
I
did.
think that. Yeah, I think that I think that he did not respect
Yeah.
Islam.
No.
I think that he believed that he was just going to be able to walk through Islam. Uh, I do believe that that the pressure did get to his head, and when he got that, I don't believe that he thought that he could beat Islam. Actually,
Like what?
actually, I take that back. I take it back. I what I want to say is like there's two possibilities. Like based on the way that I saw the fight end,
Hmm.
is like what I said. Yes, that's one possibility, but the other possibility is the possibility that like he he just like didn't respect him, and then it was just a much harder fight than he
Yeah, I
expected.
think once he felt that he could strike just as good as he could, I think he was extremely surprised and he wasn't prepared for that. Um, yeah, that's what I kind of saw from the fight, and I think once he got him on the ground and he felt how strong he was, he kind of folded. You know what I'm saying? He kind of folded. He's like, okay, damn, okay. So what they were talking about was real. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Not to say that I don't think he believed in himself or anything like that, but I think it was more so like a wake up, like, oh shit, this is serious. It might be too late. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. And that's due to you cracking under pressure and not taking the fight seriously, and you thinking that you're not yeah, pretty much you didn't take him seriously. You underestimated him.
Yeah, it's just you didn't
You
respect the
didn't
man.
respect him.
You didn't respect his G,
Yeah,
man. You
shoot.
didn't respect his G.
quite
Respect my
quite
G.
literally now. You know what I'm saying? Quite literally now.
Yeah. Respect my C.
Hmm.
You got the C next to his name.
You know what I'm saying, man? I was so disappointed when I watched that fight, bro. I was so
Bro, I mean,
disappointed. I was like, bro, these guys are that good.
I lost. Did I lose money on that?
Uh,
I did lose
did
money
you?
on that.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah, I lost 50. But I mean, I lost to my coach. I lost $50 on it.
Oh, he knew that Islam was gonna win.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, man, bro. People were saying that. I was like, nah, bro. There's no way. But he's good. But hey, that's what I'm saying. I'm not betting against him again. But I think this fight is. I mean, it's number one, number two, number one, number two. You know what I'm saying, which is extremely great. So how do you think about the promoting of the fight? Like, because I know Islam was mad about it, and I kind of agree. You don't really. It wasn't promoted correctly at all. Like, what did they even have? They had what one press conference? Is that what they usually have?
I mean, I'm trying to remember even like the ramp up to that fight. I know the embedded was good,
I don't think.
but like those are not guys who like
Yeah, they're like super.
are notoriously great at sell or who like are big
That's
talkers.
true. That's true. But at the same time, it's like okay, Yeah, that's true. But still.
Like because Islam is he's gonna be a super super respectful guy,
Hmm.
and Charles is he
You
notoriously
mean
a
you mean
nice
you
guy.
mean you mean Volk?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
No, 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 no. Sorry, I thought you were talking about a different fight.
Mm-mm.
No, but how do no, but they're going back and forth. They're respectful, super respectful to each other, but they're going back and forth.
Yes, that's what I'm
Because,
saying.
like I said, Islam said like he said like I want to show this guy my striking.
Hmm.
Like I could strike with this guy.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, do you think it was promoted correctly?
Oh
You think
yeah.
so? I thought it could have been promoted better, like more publicity, more, what I'm saying, kind of emphasis on the fight. Cause bro, it came
I
out of
mean,
nowhere. Like,
yeah, for the time, for the amount of time, for the timeline they had, they did very good promotion. If it was longer, if the fight was say was in like May, which is when I think it should have been, I think they should have been like I think it should have been in May. Like I think they should have promoted it more. I do agree with you that if that what you're saying, that they should have promoted it
yeah,
more.
just a little bit more publicity and more
Yeah,
press
I agree with
conferences.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Cause it kind of literally, and I think it should have been. I agree with that. It should have been May, April. But I think the reason why they didn't do that is because someone is owed a title shot at lightweight. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted to get this fight out of the way. Probably. That's my hunch. You know what I'm saying? They're like, okay. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying?
oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's a very
Yeah,
good
because
point.
obviously he's coming, he's
It is
moving
a
up,
very good point.
he's moving up and everything,
Yeah.
and people don't even feel like he deserves what I'm saying, the fight already. So, that's my hunch. But yeah, I think it should have been that. I mean, that really would have built it, bro, because there's pound for pound number one and pound for pound number two. That's not something that should just be
Yeah.
quick, done, no, it should be, it should be, this is the only time I'll say, okay, let's marinate a little bit. I agree with certain things where,
Oh,
they let it marinate, they
yeah.
build it, you know.
No, I mean what you're saying actually makes perfect sense. I mean, what like the you know because you don't want to clog up the division.
Yeah,
Essentially, you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait. God, for a guy who's in a different division, you don't want to clog up
right,
the division and wait. And for the guys who have been in this division, you've been winning fights, been putting in
yeah.
work, and been carrying the division
Hmm.
basically.
Hmm.
And yeah, what you're saying makes perfect
Hmm.
sense.
Who do you think wins out of Oliveira versus Darush?
Oh, that's a tough one. See, if Oliveira fights correctly, then I'd say Oliveira, because he has I would say he has more power. The striking is definitely better. I would say is that he is more striking, and their jujitsu is pretty. I would say that Charles. It's hard to say. I would say that Benil's jujitsu, he has very like he has a very good base and he has very strong fundamentals. Like Charles, jujitsu is very like he'll settle into a position because he believes that he could finish you from that position and he could get out of it.
Hmm.
Which really was his downfall
Right. Wait,
against
say that
Islam.
again. Say that again.
He will settle. His downfall is that he will settle into a
Right.
position, and because he has the confidence, he believes that he can finish you.
Indeed.
He'll settle into a position. So if you look like excuse me, if you look at like styles in jujitsu, like jujitsu styles, like Beneil is like a pressure passer. Like he's more of like a wrestling heavy style. Like he actually, I would say he's more of like a technician.
Okay.
Like in terms of jujitsu, like he has very strong fundamentals. He he knows he just has very strong fundamentals and a very strong base, bro. It's a in terms of like Beneil. In terms of Charles is like a wild guy, bro, like a guard puller.
Hmm.
Like he'll just throw up some shit. Like a guy say he's a guard puller because like what I was saying, like he'll settle into a position and he'll because he just believes that he can finish you from there, which is what a guard puller does. Like a guard puller would just pull guard, sell into their guard, and just work that.
Hmm.
Just work that because it's just like they have a good guard. Like they have ways that they could keep you in it, and they could just basically like you're just not going to get out of their guard. They'll just keep you there. You're just not going to do anything,
Hmm.
and then from there they'll just set up their offense and they'll just finish you. Which is like what he does. Like he'll just settle into a position. You'll think you're
Hmm.
safe or whatever, and then he'll throw something up, and he's good. And he's good because he has good technique because he's drilled the positions or he's drilled the submissions. Time and time again.
Hmm.
Drillers make
Hmm.
killers. He's very confident and he has no hesitation. He has no hesitation in those submissions. So he'll just throw them up and then you'll be caught in it. You'll be caught in it before you even know.
Right.
You'll be grappling most guys they throw that up and they'll miss it or something like that. But he'll throw it up and he'll get it just because that's his style. He's used to that. Um, but yeah, that's where him and Benil differ in terms of their jujitsu. But in terms of their striking, I think but Charles is better in terms of the striking.
Hmm.
Um, so how do I think the fight is gonna go? Charles. I think Charles is going to win. I just think that he has, like I say, he has more ways to win. He's a better striker. Um, obviously, I do think like the fight is gonna be close.
Hmm. Now, do you think the winner of this fight gets a title shot?
Uh, yes, because I would say yes. I would say yes if no, I'd say yes regardless because Benil was already supposed to fight. I was gonna say like it depends on who wins this fight with Volk and Islam, but it's really Beneil is the only person who really has not in the top five who really has not had a
Right.
shot. Um, yeah, he's the only person. I mean, he's the next logical step in line, like really the way I look at it is who's gonna be. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Is who's gonna fight for the title
Hmm.
next.
That's the next
Um,
question. You know, that's the next question of who is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that division is so stacked, right? You know what I'm saying?
hundred
There's so
percent.
much people in that division. Yet this dude still hasn't got his title shot. You know what I'm saying? When they're arguing what like, because he was supposed to fight Makachev, right? But then Bobby Green, he had to step out of it, and then Bobby Green had to fight it. So,
Hmm.
okay, so what happens if Volkanovski wins and becomes a double champ, bro? What does this say about him? What does this do to his legacy?
Uh, in terms of the goat discussion.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh,
I'm not calling him the GOAT, but I'm saying, does he enter that discussion?
yeah, I mean, he's already in the as far as featherweight, he's already in the discussion. I mean, he, beat a former champion twice. He dominated Aldo, who was a former champion. But beating dudes like he's beating dudes very handily,
Right,
man.
right.
Like, and he's honestly like, if he can stay at featherweight and like, if he could stay at featherweight and like just keep dominating like he's doing, keep getting better. Because I mean, like the dude's still getting better.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Hmm.
It's crazy because he's already literally, Mark. He's already miles ahead of the
Right.
competition. Like he's already miles ahead. Because like you saw how he just dominated Max, and Max is no joke, bro. You saw what he did to Calvin Cater.
Hmm.
Saw what he excuse me. You saw what he did against Yair.
Hmm.
He's no freaking joke, bro. He's a dog. He's a dog, and he's one of those fighters. He who I said, in a previous episode, just because of the type of fighter he is, he does not he have that one punch
Hmm.
power, knock you out. He works off
Right.
momentum, and basically that's what Volk did, bro. Is he was just
Didn't
like,
let him. Yeah.
yeah, just did not let him get
Hmm.
started. He's like, I'm gonna stay. Oh, you want to stay in my face? Well, I'm gonna stay in your face, and I'm gonna not only stay in your face, like you just want to stay in my face and keep peppering me.
Hmm.
I'm going to be solving problems. I'm going to be solving you at a high rate. Like we're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop moving. And I'm gonna be solving you at a high rate. If that's the type of fight that you want to fight, if you want to stay in my face and you think that you're gonna just win off momentum off you just, popping that jab
Hmm.
and peppering me. Like I know how to counter a jab. I know how to counter a jab 7 ways, okay? Like you can't and I'm just gonna out technique you. I'm gonna out technique your volume,
Hmm.
basically.
Hmm.
This is basically what Volk did to what he did, bro. And he can do that to everybody, bro. He can do or excuse me at featherweight
Right.
to everybody at featherweight. And so like if he can just keep doing this, if he can keep doing this, because like you got to look at it. It's like the guys coming up are better than the guys who were coming up yesterday because like they have the guys of yesterday to learn from, and their gyms adopt those techniques and things like that. And so the guys who are coming up today, there's not too many specialists left in MMA. Like there's not too many people left like Israel Adesanya, who's who's a striking specialist. Not too many people left like you're seeing the end of an era. Like I really do like when you saw this I I don't was it a fight night or was it no, it wasn't a fight night. It was this past UFC event where you like kind of saw the turning of the guard was like, you saw the ending of like the era of like of the specialist, man.
And when you say
Of,
specialist, what do you mean? You mean someone specialized in one area? Okay.
yes, someone specializing in one area. And like Israel Adesanya, like he's such a good
Mhm.
striker that like he just did not need to,
Right.
like, he knows jujitsu. He's a blue belt or a purple belt in jujitsu. I don't know at this point,
Mhm.
but he was such a good striker that all he needed to be able to know how to do was just defend a
Right. And
takedown.
he was able to get
And
through things.
yeah, and he was able to survive. But now it's like guys, oh, they just know so many ways of getting take. Like I was just doing wrestling practice, and we were just drilling up against the Fed. Like back in the day, like now wrestling practice in MMA gyms, like when they hold wrestling practice, it's not like a normal wrestling practice like a specialist would have had back in the day. Like he would have had a wrestling, like he would have had like a collegiate wrestling practice. Like my wrestling practice, it has aspects of that, but it's also like we have a cage, and we practice getting single legs up against the cage.
Mhm.
And like, so like we were practicing, for example, like I actually have video. Let me see if I can actually show the people real quick. I have it. You'll be able to see, I believe, but I have it right here. um but we were just practicing doing some drills up against the cage. I was going with this guy. He's a college wrestler. He's a collegiate wrestler. And but we were just doing some drills up against the cage. um and here, let's see if
Yeah, I can
we
see.
can
Yeah,
see.
I can see it.
Okay, so we'll start up against the cage here, and he'll just give me three tackles. We don't have a coach, or anything to say go.
Mhm.
But I just get in on a single.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, and then we just start going here.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, but it's basically yeah, but
Shit.
the wrestling practice and everything is basically it's geared towards MMA, bro. Like, and like these guys, because like back in the day, like MMA's, you know, this year, like you see, like in the UFC, all these guys like they're fighting with the 30
What the?
on their
Yeah,
glove.
30 years.
Yeah, that's 30 years because the UFC just started in
Right.
93, bro.
Right.
UFC just started in 93. So like a lot of guys who were fighting in the UFC didn't have it in their heads. Like, okay, I didn't even have like the dream necessarily of I want to be a champion in the UFC. I wanna have, because it wasn't even what it
Right.
was. Like, so like a lot of these guys, they had the vision of like I want to be like, the flyweight champion of the world. I want to be the middleweight champion of the world. And so they already started, gearing away. Maybe they have started it, in taekwondo, or they started doing karate, or they started as a wrestler,
Mhm.
but they have already started from like, while they're doing those things, they've already started to transition over and like do some of their like change up some of their training to
Gear
be
towards it.
more
Right.
towards MMA. So you like when I talk about like how they how you saw like on the same night, I believe it was not Robbie Lawler. It was Jose Aldo. He retired that night.
Yeah. Yeah. We fought
And
that dervish dude.
my goodness, no, who was it? Oh my goodness, I'm going to it might have been Cub Swanson.
Who he fought?
No, 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 who retired that night. I believe UFC
Oh,
283.
that was it Rockhold?
No, no, I mean Rockhold did retire. Yeah, was it Rockhold?
Rockhold retired that night.
Glover, no, because Glover, who just
Yeah,
retired the
Glover.
same night, the same night that Glover
The
retired.
Al- the
It wasn't
the
Rockhold. It wasn't
Aldo, the
Rockhold.
Aldo retired. You talking about?
No, but Glover, when he just fought
Yeah.
Jamal, and he
You're
retired.
saying someone else retired that same night?
Yeah, they gave the tribute to Aldo,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was the night that he
Oh,
retired.
okay. Yes. Yeah. I'm not sure who else retired still.
Someone else retired. Okay, I can't remember who it was, but I'm basically saying like it's just the changing of the guard. Like you're starting to see these guys coming up who are not
Right.
specialists
It's
anymore,
well, very
who
well
who
rounded.
are good at everything,
Uh huh.
man. good at it.
Mhm.
But but yeah, but that's where MMA is headed, bro. And I'm very, very interested to see, because it's such a young sport,
Mhm.
and I feel so fortunate that like, because you didn't get to see like back when back when they used to play differently in like basketball. Like you didn't get to see basketball in
Right.
like the 50s.
Right. You were able to witness it.
That you were not, even with boxing, bro.
Mhm.
Boxing goes back to like
Yeah,
the
1900s,
eight,
early 1800s. Yeah,
early, late
very
1800s,
very early
all the way
sport.
back to there. You never got to see how it started
Yeah.
and it evolved
Right. Right.
and
That's true.
but we get to see with MMA
Mhm.
how how
How it changed over the
guys are
years.
reacting to this new
Mhm.
thing, and so I'm feel very fortunate, bro. I feel very fortunate that we're getting to see it and that we're gonna be able to tell people. I saw, back in the day, I saw Anderson Silva, I
Right.
saw Israel, I saw
Right.
them fight each other.
Right. Right. Right.
Matter
Right.
of fact,
Exactly.
I saw, back in the day, I saw Conor McGregor. I saw in the Diaz brothers, when they fought, and they were jujitsu
Mhm.
fighters, and they
Yeah, these times will be looked back on
I
and
saw
able
Khabib,
to
dude. I
reverence.
saw Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Mhm.
When he was, even Ben Askren, man, even Ben Askren, people, because by the time we got Ben Askren in the UFC, he'd already had a messed up hip. He was out of his prime and stuff like that. Nobody got to see how he was a specialist in Bellator, and he fought in other. I can't remember the other organization that he fought in, but nobody got to see how good he was,
Mhm.
man. Nobody got, or they're not going to get to see. Excuse me, they're not going to get to see how good he was. These specialists,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, it's the passing of the torch. It's something where, we're gonna reminisce on these fights. Where, I'm saying, when we're, I'm saying, when we're a lot older, and, when I say, remember when? You feel me? Remember when this
Oh,
fight? Remember when that
absolutely,
fight? This is it's a sport we love, man. That's what it is, man. It's a sport we love. You feel
absolutely.
what I'm saying? But I'm gonna end it here. It's well over an hour already. So
Yes,
we gonna let y'all go. But like and
let it
subscribe.
marinate.
You feel me? Let that marinate. Like and subscribe for more content. You feel me? Hit that bell icon. Share the video.